Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged RuPaul's Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
Someday he'll go far, and for all of our sakes, I hope he stays there. It's Barney!
Oh, not Timbuktu. And back again, one for the Oliver fans. Shout out Maggie Bartrop this early on in the pod. And she makes my pussy do Olympic flips. It's Miss Lucrezia Gorgia on the ones and twos.
Listen, yes, that is correct. The soundboard is back up and
she's
running.
back again.
Thank God.
Back in her prime. Luke, can I ask you a question?
Please.
If one too many pingers down the local loud gay dance party, inducing a bliss-like quality, otherwise known as ecstasy, but unfortunately rendered you highly likely to swallow your own tongue and physically unable to articulate yourself to our beloved listeners in their thousands, pray do tell, which song would you choose to lip-sync to and describe your week to the listeners?
My lip sync this week would be Foxy Lady by Jimi Hendrix, because I was awoken at 5 a.m. to the most rowdy and aggressive Fox sesh I've ever heard in my life.
I've heard it.
But
This
no, this is insane. This was like, not
Oh, it's
even
on
like
your
the
head.
screaming, but like, because we've got a flat roof, it sounded as if there was like 10 people up there, like having like a circle pit.
It sounds like bloody murder, doesn't it?
I thought that they were going to smash through the skylights and I was going to have to deal with fucking broken glass and like
Fox
two
cum.
horny fucks.
Yeah.
For Fox fucking
being
it's like landing on all the shit, and it was insane. I normally hear it all the time, but this was like times 100.
If you could guess, what do you think Fox jism tastes like?
Cat food.
Earthy cat food. Earthy cat food. That's a fantastic joke
Eartha
name.
Kitt.
Yeah. Eartha Squits.
What about you?
My song would be "It's My House and I Live Here" because I've moved house.
Don't know that song.
You don't?
Who's it by?
I don't know, but let's ask your musical maestro boyfriend, Thomas Budokan Pearson. Thomas Budokan Pearson, have you got earphones in? Do you? Oh, he has. Sorry, we take a small moment from the pod just to speak to our musical maestro. What? Do you know the song "It's My House and I Live Here"? No. Unfortunately, I'm now deeply worried in front of the listeners that I've made this song up and I've dreamt it
Just
in a
change it
dream.
to Our House by Madness.
Oh yeah, no, actually. For when you said Our House there, for some reason it flashed as it was like more of like a 2000s song, which I was not featuring. It's by Diana Ross.
Sure.
Yeah. And because I've moved house finally, now I can stop regaling the pod with stories of actually moving. I have actually moved. Now I'm just living in amongst boxes, and it is truly a perilous time. It is so fucking horrible to just be living in a brand new house, and it's just like there's just all you can see is fucking boxes that you have to unpack. And in my case, it's just boxes and boxes of books.
Have you opened up the
Lame.
box that the movers crashed, that you heard all the smashing from?
No.
We hired some cowboy movers.
Oh
gals.
my God. I'm going to find the name of the company and make sure that no one ever on this pod ever
on
hires these
glass.
movers, because they actually dropped 2 of my boxes whilst moving. And then when I complained about it, they were like, "Ugh, was it anything important?" I was like, it was
They're
glassware.
like, it's fine, actually.
Yeah.
Very Chanel of them.
And then I got quoted for 140, and because they were so slow and long at the end, they were like, well, it's actually going to be £350 now because we took so long. It was like, that doesn't seem like something I should pay for, but sure.
Fantastic.
Most importantly, though, can you feel spooky season just ebbing closer and closer and closer?
I can.
Which brings me on neatly to a story. Have you heard about the famed Elvira versus Ariana Grande beef?
No.
Oh my God.
Well, I know what team I am already. I don't even need to
Yeah, yeah, literally me too. I was like, I don't care what she's done. Obviously Team Elvira all
Is it
day,
some
every day.
Elvira name beef?
No, I wish. It is. So Elvira just tweeted, Ariana Grande came to one of her events and she brought 20 guests. So she wanted 21 free-ins. And we gave her the ticket. She comes backstage to ask if I could take pictures with all of her friends and the relatives she brought. A picture with every single one of them. I signed autographs for every single one.
21 solo shots, not a group.
Yeah, every single one of them. And then I say to her, can we take a photo together? And she goes, no, I don't really do that.
What?
And Elvira posted that. And then Ariana Grande, she got it so nearly right, but very, very wrong. And I'm going to ask you where exactly she faltered.
Okay.
I'm so disheartened to see this. I actually don't even remember getting the chance to meet you because I had an anxiety attack and, to my memory, left before the rest of my family. This was around 7 years ago, and at the time I was really not great with being in public crowds or loud places.
Why are you going to shows then?
Oh, I mean, she's got you there. But if I'm misremembering this moment, I sincerely apologise for offending you so. Thank you for being so nice to my mum. She told me how lovely you were. She might have different feelings about that now, but I'll talk to her. Clearly we all have our days. Sending love always, you'll always be our queen of Halloween. Why the snarky little comment?
Because she had to. It's the Italian in her, I guess.
I guess so. But let me tell you, if you're a real bitch, you would obviously apologise in private. Like doing it public and then also throwing in a little, my mum actually might not like
Well, I
you.
feel like if you've been called out publicly, you have to address it publicly.
Yeah, I just hope that alongside that as well, there's like a little voice note. Just being a little...
I hope Frankie G is giving his deepest apologies and sorry about my sister.
Yeah, to the gay community, just
Yeah.
for his crimes against nature. But that's been a very tumultuous sort of early in for Halloween that's been difficult to deal with personally because I don't like to see anyone coming for Miss Elvire.
And how much do you love Halloween?
So much.
So much that you're missing it last year and you're missing it this year.
Do you know what? Sometimes you've got to commit to the craft.
But you're not committed to the craft
I will
whatsoever.
be hexing people in my room.
Okay, good. You better be.
Yeah.
Shall we get on with this
Let's talk some bloody pods.
goddamn show?
Previously on RuPaul's Drag Race UK.
Tell them.
The Divas were spoofing the British rom-com. In a word, woof. The runway category was New Romantics, which was more like old spinsters in the most part. Tyrannosaurus Rex won her second badge for her portrayal of Hugh Grant, and we had our very first lip sync for your life between Kiki and Dita. Kiki snatched the win, meaning our classy lady Dita had to go. What a shame. Oh, we have fun.
Oh, wait, don't we? How long does that take? Does that just roll off the tongue?
Oh, just absolutely off the tongue.
Yeah, I bet. Can I just say, what about our girl? Can't actually remember who it was now. Wish I'd written it down. But someone opened the show by saying, if you weren't a front runner before, you're a front runner now. She's won 2 out of 3 challenges. Thank you, Nostradamus. But she probably will be winning. Like, how ridiculous to be that? I'm pretty sure it was someone that has won no badges. Just being like, I think you're a front runner.
They're
I think it
always
was.
the ones
I think it was
that speak the
Hira
loudest.
who actually. Spoiler.
Oh, God bless your soul.
Yeah.
I was just dead at Kyron trying her best to get through this like Dita pity party. It's like, when can we head over to the sofas and celebrate my win? It's like, oh my God, so sad. Yeah,
You could
it's
hear the
so
balled up
sad.
little fists. It was quite Lucy Courgette energy. Also love, you know me, something a bit Brechtian. Love a breaking of the fourth wall. Very Verfremdungseffekt.
Yes, very good.
When you can lean into that camera, look directly down the thing and speak to my soul, I'm in. You've got me.
Kyron is just made to be on this particular reality TV show, or probably any reality TV show.
Yeah,
she's
but that was actually
killing it.
Lady Marmalade.
But I'm just saying Kyron in general.
Yeah,
She's
agreed.
killing it.
Agreed.
I was very surprised when Chanel says apparently she doesn't care about badges.
Is she
On
saying
a
that because she hasn't
scale
got
of
any?
truth to lies, Liza Minnelli, what are we thinking?
I think she's trying to do a real severe switch around of her public persona.
Because a couple of weeks ago she was very vocal about badges and who should get them and stuff.
Also, I think that, like, in the sort of trajectory of Drag Race villains, I think you either go down one of 2 paths. The path doth prong for you. You either go down as a villain that's like, cunty, and people love you. I'm looking at a horror. Because Ahura went in there and she knew people. She'd already fucked Taste. She had.
She'd already tasted the rainbow.
Yeah, she already had the gals as peers and confidants. So that then when she was kind of a bitch, they were like, "Oh, that's just Boy Gorge being silly and being nasty." And so
We've got
he
no
was
one
fine.
to be like, that's just Chanel.
Yeah, but Chanel, the wee Scott, is
Me purse just flew away on me gun. Chanel! Chanel!
We're really missing that from last week.
yeah, and I feel like because she hasn't really gone in there with any allies. Is there any other Scottish queens?
No.
No, because she hasn't gone in there with any allies. It's like, oh, you're really just nasty and people don't like you.
She
But I
could
tell
have
you
hooked
what,
on to Charity as the kind of Gaelic girlies, but I don't think...
Gaelic girlies.
I think that she's
Luckily,
really
she's got
standard.
two absolute winning fans on this pod.
Right here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should be saying this on the pod.
I don't think you should then.
Where's my dun 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 sound? It's too
I don't
late.
know.
But
Dun, dun, dun.
it looks like Dita has left one of the wigs we did for her.
Oh, yeah, I did see
It's
that.
just sitting there alone on the shelf, and I'm not sure if she left it because she hates it or because someone else has showed interest and she left it for them. But I'm hoping it's that. I guess we'll find out.
Imagine if she was just like on another pod. She was like, I just left like the majority of my wigs there. I just
No, there was only one left.
absolutely
just that
hated
one.
them. Absolutely hated them. No, first of all, I think that it would just be quite strange because, spoiler, Dita Garbutt only wears one colour wig, much like our good friend Lavoie, which must be
And Chanel.
a lady of older persuasion choice.
Well, I mean, lots of queens like a
Ginger?
lot of ginger queens like to stick with ginger, don't
They
they?
do, often Gallic, often. But I really hope that she has. It's nice when we also had a wig that we did for Willem. Then they gave it to, was it Selena Estites?
It was.
It was, and then they wore it on Drag Race. So that's quite nice because then you get a little a rezhuzh.
Oh, you get a double Dave.
Well, exactly. Then we have Lady RuPaul enter, and I'm a bit sick of Chanel's.
Whoa.
Okay, so it's a brand new work in the week crew.
Thank you very much.
And then we have Lady RuPaul enter, and it's week 4, and I'm sick of the Chanel slander. I don't know why when Zahara was at, and we've got Chanel. I was like, let's stop this now. This doesn't feel nice. This feels like you're picking on my friend. I don't like it.
But it's fine though,
But
because if people do that, then she's got more reason to be nasty.
Yeah, true, but you will get your come up. Fate will deal with you, Zahara, unfortunately.
What about Relisa crushing on Octavia's Hugh Grunt? This is coming a week after Kyron getting a chub on over Marmalade's Chanel takedown. So do we reckon they're just orgying it up in the evenings?
Wow. Hadn't you heard? Ooh. I guess that will be something that maybe we talk about on Segue into. If you want to be a supporter and lover of Cliffhangers and all of the free community outreach that we do on this podcast, then you can subscribe and become part of the inner circle for a little secret show that we like to call I've Got a Hangover.
Whoa.
That didn't really seem like it was very committed there, Luke. It was
I'm very tired
it was
from
quite
these
shaky.
foxes.
And we really get into it over on the Hangover. So I think if you look in the little detail notes of this episode, then you can just subscribe and you can just click, and it's just, I believe it's $5. I say the price of a coffee because it's $5, and I don't actually know. I think that's about £3.50. So
I don't drink coffee, so I have got no idea.
I know. Also, don't
Our
know
coffee's
an
like
exchange rate.
£12.
That's not my business. But I think you should go over. I think you should click on it now and think about supporting queer art.
And we just want to say a big thank you to our lovely followers who have already.
Yes, thank you so much. But I mean, we'll speak to them directly. And also, they've already messaged us, many of them, to say the kind of stuff that they want us to talk about. And let me tell you, on this week's Hangover, we're going to be talking urban legends and also Drag Race gossip, because a couple of the ex-Drag Race girls have given us some piping hot tea of Anna. So we'll be talking about it over on there. So
RuPaul mentioned trying to get the Halloween #1, so I
Yeah.
did a bit of a deep dive.
please,
Halloween #1 on the year I was born,
what?
Karma Chameleon,
Fab?
which I find very strange.
Gay
'Cause I feel
people
like
are
I really
scary.
remember it from my childhood, like as if it came out when I was like 6 or something.
Wow.
But clearly not. And yours was Miss You Much by Janet Jackson.
Love.
Who's done that on Drag Race?
Miss you much? I have no idea.
It was Raj O'Hara and Brooklyn Heights on All Stars 6. Brooke's the lip sync assassin. It's very exciting.
Is it?
Very hot. Very sexy.
Maybe we'll put a little clip up on the pod.
Yeah, but the best thing is, because I think it must still be like COVID-y times, so they're doing this sexy motherfucking thing, and then at the end, they just do a real like mask for mask elbow touch, like
Love.
because they can't like
a
kiss.
social distance lip sync.
Yeah.
Oh god, those were the days. Don't even get us started. We might have to do a COVID Renaissance pod, just like talking about all the good shit about
We'll do a
lockdown.
hangover episode.
Lockdown, yeah.
So who announces the Ghoul Group challenge?
Can I just say really quickly before we just move on? Did you notice the close up on the Todrick Hall studded pump that Lavoie was rocking?
I did not.
It was like a call out, a direct call out to like, this is what they're rocking in the. I've got a screenshot. Leave it to Toddy Rockstar, honey. Like, we don't need to see it. It was like a sort of like high top that was like covered in studs, and it was sort of like splashes of fluoro colour.
The Michael Maruli of it all.
Oh, exactly. Very that. There's when you reach a certain age in gayhood, you think, do you know what? If it ain't studded, I ain't touching it. And I respect it. Next, we move on because we got ghoul groups.
Ghouly groups, yes.
Tell them.
Wow, yeah. Rue announces that we've got a Ghoul Group challenge. So Halloween, the race for Halloween #1 should have been me. I wrote a couple of lyrics.
Go on.
Lucrezia Gorgia, covered in Goya, gouge out your heart and eat it right before you.
Covered in oil.
Goya.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I thought it was like some sort of like biological term that I didn't know, and I thought into it.
No.
That's very nice. That's very nice. You see, these just fall off the tongue for you. You'd be absolutely killer.
Do you know why? Because I'm a Gemini and all the best rappers are Geminis.
Who? Tell him.
So many. Biggie, Tupac, Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, Missy, Lauryn Hill, Azealia Banks. There's like so many.
Kimmy?
Yeah, maybe a little Kim. I can't remember.
Love. And most exciting about the girl groups, who are they recording with, Luke's?
Our good friend Sophia Brown.
It's Britain's own Alexandra Burke.
We'll get to that later. Mixed feelings. Maggie thought she was fantastic. Well, we'll get to it.
Yeah, I guess so.
How, OMG random do you think RuPaul's splitting into the groups was? Random at all or very, very...
Yeah, I think so. I think because he was going to judge it separately anyway at the end. But then I wonder whether it does, if he lets them pick their own group, sometimes that does actually completely fuck up because then you end up with 2 bad tracks and he wants to make money. So maybe not.
Turns out you ended up with 2 bad tracks.
Yeah, well, something at the milk weren't right and it couldn't really work out for anyone, could it?
It's all very kumbaya in these hodgepodge groups, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want a bit more rivalry.
I wouldn't, do you know what? I wouldn't want to be in a group where everyone's like, oh my God, we're just going to do so well. We're just going to I want a bit of...
Do you know what? I'm really happy with this group. Actually, no, it's actually a really great mix.
It's really good because we've all got our own strengths and skills.
That worked for the Spice Girls. It's never happened before or
Yeah.
since.
It's like you all want to be rotted. You all want to be super, super, super competitive and be horrible to the other team. That's going to make good TV for me, unfortunately. So yeah, it was a bit... Hare Krishna. Can you say that? I don't know. That just sprung to mind as particularly jolly people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're so jolly. Shaking their sticks down off the street. How have I only just noticed that Release's confessional hair is not there all the time?
Question, what do you mean?
In the confessional, she has long locks. They weren't there in the workroom.
Do we think that's oh my God, is it one of them hats with locks attached?
I think it's probably like a little wiggy, switchy,
because
clip-on
at one point
little Trinity.
At one point she had cornrow, didn't she? At one point in the workroom, I noticed this week she had cornrow. And I was like, oh yeah, why have I never noticed that? And then how are they? They're long locks, aren't
They're
they?
really long.
Good for her.
It's a confessional wig.
Switch my wig, make him feel like he's cheating. Love it. Should we head into the recording with Britain's own Alexandra Burks?
Oh, we could do.
I would love to hear the raw vocals for these hoes. You know, when you're you kind of just hear them going this is ba 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 whatever. I need to hear the final recording before they start editing and changing it all up.
Well, isn't that what you hear when they're saying it?
No, because they pick 4 seconds of the best bit.
Do they? I always feel like they're trying to stitch them up. So you think it's going to be super bad and then you're relieved at the end.
I'd just like to hear it.
I didn't think Alexandra Burke gave any interesting or helpful advice whatsoever. If you think of other people we've had in the past, I can't remember who, but they're kind of have you
Miss
tried doing
Alicia
this?
Dixon. She was quite fab, wasn't she?
Alicia Dixon? Was she in the
I thought we were just talking about
booth?
great girls that we loved on as judges.
No, I'm talking about when they're in the recording session and they're there to give you feedback or suggest things. So she was just oh my God, I love it.
Emily K.
Also, how does she not know what a twink is?
Oh my God, I saw the best meme. Can't wait for Alexandra Burke's new lead single to be called Twink and for her to say that she brought it over from America.
I did some research on the history of the
Can I just say, it really, really proves that. Also, how do you not know where her twink is? Show me who's doing your hair. Show me who's doing your makeup.
You're in showbiz.
Yeah, innit? She's not an ally. She is absolutely 100% pure hun. She's Alison Hammond. She's not one of us, I don't think.
No, she's not. So, after first appearing in print in the 1950s, Alexandra, gay twinks became an established part of the LGBTQ plus lexicon, with the term making its way into queer guidebooks like Homo Lexis. By the 90s and 2000, twink had become a slang term used to refer to skinny, young, usually white, gay men used in films like But I'm a Cheerleader and TV shows like Queer as Folk. And like many pieces of queer vernacular, the term eventually made its way into general straight public's vocabulary, popping up in popular shows such as It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they have a whole scene where they're discussing twinks, twogs, power bottoms.
Sharks.
No.
Wow, thanks for the gay history there.
You're
that was
welcome.
quite much. I love the absolute unhinged mental space that these girls get into when they step up on a mic. That all of a sudden they have a mic in front of them for the first time and they're just suck on my dick, balls and cunt. It's oh my God. It's like they've never been out of the house before.
She gets hornier and hornier every episode.
Yeah.
Explodes when
and then it just comes out and then she's like, oh God, it's quite Jekyll and Hyde vibes, which I'm very into.
How dare Zahira say, let me come in you in front of our good Christian woman, Alexandra Burke.
I know.
She's never going to recover.
Her eyes really popped out for that one, didn't she? Like, oh, God. Okay, that's not what I thought I was here for, but okay, cool. How much do you think women like Miss Alexandra Burke, other women of history that have been on Drag Race, do you think they find any of this funny? Do you think they like any of it? Do you think they enjoy any of it? Or like, this is really important. I need to connect with the gays. They will like me on this. I will go on. Or is it just like, because also she wasn't a judge.
No.
She was just for the music. So like...
Just for her musical expertise.
So she really didn't...
Of which she said none.
Yeah. She wasn't really helpful. It wouldn't be obviously creatively fulfilling in any way. So I don't know, like... Do you think she enjoys it or is she just there for business?
I think just there for business. She probably thought it would be like a fun old time.
No.
Like the Hunsnet, they like the gays.
Do you think she had a fun old time?
I don't know.
I don't think so either.
Well, probably possibly more when The Things came out. It was very strange to me that Kiki didn't sing. I mean, I guess she's already shown us that she can sing, so maybe she wanted to do something different. But I thought this is your chance to really...
I think that what's difficult about them songs is that they won't top line for you. So they'll give you a track that's just like background music. And so I think you probably have to top line it yourself. So it's like...
Tell us what a top line is, Barney.
Create a melody. So if it's just dum, dum, you'd have to come in and be like... And now I say that I like and create the melody for yourself. And it would have to go with the chorus, and it's like it's double the work. So if you can rap, it makes more sense to rap. And also like...
But even with rap, you still have to have a bit of a melody in your flow, and like it's not just like I'm talking words like yeah.
But you know what I mean? If I just gave you a track now and was like, you're going to sing to it, you would have to come up with the melody, and then you have to come up with the lyrics as well. And it's like that's much harder. And if no one else is doing that, it's a bit more of a risk.
Before I did.
Well, I know, but that's a really good example of it's like most of the time that people do it, it's quite shit. It's quite not memorable, and it's much harder to get sort of like catchy. The only thing I can remember is what Kyron did. Like the two things I remember is Releaser, that was like her opening line was super sick. She was like,
well, she just fucking killed it. Didn't she?
And then Kyron, her final line was super sick. So and it's like, and you can only really get them. Yeah, you can only really get them. You want a little bit of wordplay and a bit of like ta 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 ta, something like that. And that's really hard to do in singing, I think. Would you sing?
I'd maybe do like a little bit of both.
A little bit of... should we go into the dance rehearsal?
I was going to say, I thought it was really funny when Alexandra was like, "Hey, Lil, we're going to need 10 times more energy." And then it's like, okay.
Exactly the same thing.
L-I-L-L, I'm in the room.
Listen, people have different flows. Do you know what I mean? Some people are just more sedate.
Wake up, Pearl.
Literally. Then we head into the dance rehearsal, and when they were like, you can dip, can't you? Oh, she went down like a bag of brittle bones, didn't she?
It reminds me when I tried to do one in your living room at 54B, and I banged my head so hard I literally saw stars.
Was that the night that we took loads of mushrooms and then just made...
No.
No.
But that was a fun night.
That also sounds quite like open-ended. Like maybe we'll talk about that on The Hangover. And we made what?
I mean, I'm sure we've said it before. We made our good friend Ella Ride basically perform freestyle sexy dance for us for about 4 hours.
But it was made ... It was like, what did we make? Blood magic? Did we make brownies? I don't know. Like, yeah. Did we... ... Tell you on The Hangover.
Now, I'm no trained dancer, but would the lift between Kyron, who else was lifting her? But like... Maybe
Zahira?
No, Zahira's getting lifted.
Oh, Zahira, Kiran, and wasn't it...
Octavia. It's like, would the lift have worked better if Kyron and Octavia were similar heights, not like a foot difference?
Well, what was funny about it is it was very from the Michelle Visage school of pretending that you have expertise where there's not really any. When Releaser was like, they're not holding them right, but I'm not going to tell them that. They were both holding it exactly. There's only like, you can't...
Well, Zahira wasn't making herself a stiff body.
There was problems with it, but it wasn't how they were holding her. And it was a bit like, I could tell them, but it's like, that's actually, they're both under the armpit. They're both like it was just that Zahira wasn't jumping enough, and you need to get it so that they can lock arms. Otherwise it's like shaking and it's really difficult. Zahira needs to jump more, and they need to they were going forward and just not, they need to go up rather than forward. But also as well, like, is that going to make them win? I would help them personally.
You would have?
Yeah, of course. I would just be like, babe, you just need to jump. It's such a simple fix. She was just literally like not doing anything. And it was like, you need to take a massive jump up in the air, and then the boys will be able to, the theys will be able to lift you.
Do you remember when we tried to have the lifting for when we did our 80s dance extravaganza? One of the scenes, I was basically like Joan Collins, and we were doing a Dynasty lip sync.
Oh, it's fab.
And then we did like Cold Hearted Snake, and in it, I was meant to get lifted up onto, was it like onto two shoulders, like one cheek on one shoulder, one cheek on the other. It was so fucking scary. I was like, no, not doing this. We tried, and it was just like, no.
And was it on to Matt and Jordan?
Yeah.
Not even tall boys. You're probably only
Well, Jordan's quite tall.
3 foot off the air. No, because he'd be the same size as Matt. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been on two shoulders.
Well, anyway, it was too scary.
Wow. I love Lil's casual little Abby Lee Miller drag for this rehearsal. A stretch capri and a chunky boot. Love. What a lovely little rehearsal outfit. She was really giving it to the girls for that one.
Oh, I felt bad for her. Do you know what would have helped? Just give the moves some names. I mean, like
a visual learner.
Yes, you can't just be like and 1 and 2 and like you have to, especially if you're going to go back to the room and learn it. You need to be like, okay, I do the dip and wind now, and then march.
Also, as someone who is trained professionally as a dancer, there were plenty of people in my class that were like, I can watch something once and do it, and could pick things up so fast, and were fine dancers. And then many people that were really start picking up, and they were the best dancers in the year. Like, being able to pick something up is a completely different skill to whether you can do it well or not. And it's like, it's such a shit thing that they kind of always like really enforce it. It's like, you need to be able to pick up really quickly, and it's like, do you? Like, is it that important? Like, it's as long as you've got it.
Case, yes.
As long as you've got it for the performance, but like seeing it once and being able to do it is not really. I don't know.
I love that Chanel just refuses to crawl. It was giving very Jade Jolie won't carry anything over £5.
What an insane thing to say on live television. Unbelievable. Just be, I just can't do that. It's
Not
like,
in this outfit.
You're going to have to.
Or in your mummy dress.
Yeah, also, that's why it's literally just a dress made of bandages. Like, what a strange thing to say, to just be like, I am not going to be involving myself in any of the physical
Well, it
movement.
actually reminds me of one of our gigs. We used to do
one of the many times that you refused to do things
for Guilty Pleasures, and we had to come up with some new routines. We wanted to do Slave for You, and I was going to be playing when
Miss
I had my
One
long golden
Brittany
hair.
Jean.
Yes, I was going to be BJS in the middle, and we wanted the other 4 people in our cute team of 5 to be on their hands and knees, basically like crawling like my dogs. And one of the girls refused.
Wow, okay.
Is she not a girls?
One of the babies.
I don't know. Remains to be seen. I have to check their Instagram bio to let you know for sure. But yeah, a little miss, you know who, refused to get on the floor and crawl.
Do you know what though?
Too sexual. Is it?
Nasty.
Oh,
But do you know what though?
sexual.
Do you know what though? Yeah.
Freak.
Does it like? She ought to get with the pups at Gay Pride. Oh, do you remember when we were on the bus and we waved at them and they all started barking at us?
Yeah,
that was the greatest time of my life. Gave a little ladywood. But also as well, like, just because you are a wanton sexual freak, some people are not comfortable. Some people.
It's
are
called performance.
Yeah, but some people are not comfortable enough with their sexuality to exhibit pure, potent sexualness on stage. I get it. Just because we're all freaks, it doesn't mean that everyone else. We had people like that at dance college that was just like, when they were like, right, and everyone stripped down into their underwear, and now you basically be a podium dancer. They're like, this is my worst nightmare in the whole world.
So why are you here? Like on America's Next Top Model, when it's like, oh yeah, no, like I don't want to do any scene, like any pictures with a male model, and I don't want to do anything topless. It's like, have you seen fashion?
Also,
it's tits out all day.
Yeah, when it's like it's like literally like you're going to be getting changed in front of 100 people every single show you do, and also they're like, oh, I don't want to do anything because my boyfriend will be really upset. It's like, your boyfriend wants you back in
girl.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Like, get over it. Let's move on to Limmy Day.
All right, I'm going to run you through Levoir's quick fire questions
Go on,
quickly.
babes.
Chicken or beef?
Chicken.
Hot or cold?
Cold.
Guinea pig or hamster?
Hamster.
Fine.
But I love guinea pigs as well.
Oh no, hamsters are much better than guinea pigs.
They are. They're better pets, but I love a guinea pig because they're softer and fluffier.
Softer than a hamster, aren't they? Why? I think of guinea pigs as wiry.
No, because they're just bigger. There's more to hold. And also, famously, you can put them up your butt. Which maybe we'll talk about.
No, that was a gerbil, which is smaller than a hamster.
Which we're going to be talking about on The Hangover. So if you want to go to the episode details and go and subscribe, then you'll be able to get access, not only support the...
That's not an urban legend, that's a straight up fact.
I don't think that must be an urban legend. But we'll discuss it. Yeah, I would love to see Planet Earth as narrated by Lil.
Should I tell you some information?
Oh my God, what?
About hyenas.
Oh God, sorry. Yeah, I just thought you were going to say like she's got an Earth nature program coming out.
Sure.
I just thought why she know that? But then she said, "Let me tell you something, you ugly bitch." Funny.
Shall I?
Yeah, please.
So the female spotted hyenas do not have an external vaginal opening. Instead, they have a hypertrophied clitoris that resembles a penis and pseudo scrotum, where an external vaginal opening would be. They use the pseudo penis to urinate, mate, and give birth. Here are some other characteristics of the female spotted hyena's genitals, because I know you're gagging for more.
Yeah.
The clitoris can be half a foot long and have what appears to be testicles, which are actually folded up and fused labia. Sounds like they're looking down my knickers.
Yeah, isn't it?
The pseudoscrotum looks similar to a male's in appearance and position, but it doesn't contain testes. And finally, female spotted hyenas have high levels of testosterone similar to males. Take that, JK.
Wow, that is quite crazy, isn't it? I thought when they showed the picture of young Zahira, and then she was like, Zahira was born on Halloween. I thought young Zahira was giving quite lady soft sculpture. What's her name?
Panama.
What's her name? She does wigs now, doesn't she?
She does.
Who's Lady Soft Sculpture? What season was that in?
Oh, like 6 or something.
We'll come back for deep lovers of the pod and deep lovers of Drag Race. You know exactly who we're talking about. She had the ruff on. She
went home episode 1 and then she came back for All Stars. I believe she went home episode 1.
Serena Chacha. That's who I'm talking about.
Cha-cha,
she was giving me
bitch.
Quite Serena Chacha vibes in that blonde wig and the.
I was giving me kind of early Alaska as well.
Ooh, that's a read.
Did you notice that Zahira was doing Kyron's makeup for a little bit when they were talking about Halloween?
Really? Well,
Yeah.
she did do a completely different face, so maybe she was like, I don't know.
Strange. Good old Halloween. Do you agree that what they're saying about queer people relating to spooky season?
I thought that was a bit, not problematic, but just a bit lame. Just being like, I think gay people love Halloween because they're all freaks and monsters. It's like,
What's my excuse?
yeah, it's like, well, I don't know how much that's true. No, I think, like, let's break it down much simpler. You dress up. It's a party.
Yeah.
What do gay people do every weekend? They put on a bit of secret weapon body glitter.
Secret
weapon body glitter. Roll
That's
it
the
on.
Halloween edition.
Put a slicker lip gloss on, a bit of Fenty Glow, and they go out and they party. It's like Halloween is just a zooped up version of that. I don't think it's because it's like of the deep emotional turmoil that most queer people find themselves in. It's like scary thing to say, girls, but like if you feel like a freak, like maybe that's on you. Maybe there's nothing to do with being gay. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's your addiction to studded trainers. Like, I don't know, I'm just...
Oh, wow.
Grasping at straws here. But should we take a little break?
Let's actually do that.
Let me tell you something, you ugly bitch.
Hey, Luke, let me tell you something.
Oh, go on.
Can you believe that I've actually got two for you today because I saw this other one on my way here, which is just quite unbelievable. In Washington State, there is still a law that you will go to prison and face up to 30 years if you kill Bigfoot.
Well, good.
Yeah, good for them, right? Yeah. And if anyone is found to kill the Sasquatch, that's how he's named, Bigfoot/Sasquatch, which I didn't know were the same thing, but supposedly, that he is protected by law.
LORE or LAW?
Bit of both. How mad. And my second one was, and it's more of a question, Luke.
Question?
What's the biggest, deadliest killer, animal-wise, in the UK?
In the UK... Can you give me an animal group?
There's top 3, and I can give you all 3.
Okay.
2 are...
Some kind of lynx or something?
2 are mid-size, and 1 is small.
No, I meant like mammal, reptile, bird.
No. 2 mammals, 1 insect.
Insect? Like a creepy spider and like a big cat and then, I don't know.
Number 1?
Yeah.
Dogs.
Fine.
Number 2...
Wait, did you say poisonous?
No, I said deadliest killer.
Oh, for some reason I was thinking of like... Oh, no,
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking... Like, literally.
You just weren't thinking, were you? You just weren't thinking.
Taking my brain power away.
And then number 2 and 3, if you believe it, I'm sure many of our
All right,
listeners...
let me think of it now. I'm thinking
Many of our
more.
listeners are sitting there being like, obviously. I mean, this blew my absolute tiny cranium.
Horses?
No. Horses kill a lot of people.
Well, if you fall off them, maybe.
That wouldn't be a killer, though. That would be your accident, not. This is the animal killing
In the
you.
eyes of the law, Barney.
Hello, Ari.
I don't know.
Bees and cows
What do cows do?
trampling on you.
Why?
I don't know. They just feel like it.
Cows are so sweet.
I know. I just think of them chewing on a daisy.
I just think of me kissing them on the big, wide, wet nose.
And the rest. Let's go to the main stage, shall we?
Very rude of them to bring Mabel onto the judging panel. Isn't it going to be very triggering for just May? She's just sitting at home trying to watch her
my
favourite show,
God.
and then she gets reminded that this is the song that's
Dare
taking her
you
home.
trigger our good friend of the pod, Justine May? How dare you?
I know.
What about as well, Mabel? Not a girl of many words, is she? She's not. She's not.
She sings them.
She's not really a vocal diva, I'm gonna say.
There's a Labrador Grove connection between me and Mabel.
Have you kissed? Have you lipsed?
Well, no, but also love that they use the term lipsing on maths now.
Yeah.
Basically, her mum, Nana Cherry,
Shout out Nana Cherry, the original Buffalo Soldier.
she's part of the whole like Labrador Grove scene, and I used to do ballet with her daughter Naima back in the day.
Nina has a daughter called Naima.
Nana has a daughter called Naima.
Nana. What did I say?
Nina.
Nana. Yeah.
Nina.
Yeah. Also, how do you feel about the reusing of the famous golden dress without the head tie?
Was it the same one?
The exact same one. He's crazy. Reusing dresses.
Well, I mean, it's now a, what would you call it?
Staple. It's iconic in the pantheon of outfits, I think.
Yeah.
That's one of my favourite looks ever.
Yeah, with the lovely little
Golden head tie.
little sort of bunny-esque ears.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised. I mean, I like that she brought back maybe a couple of seasons ago or something some of the dresses she'd been wearing in like the 90s, and that's very cool. It's like, yeah, I still fucking fit into them, bitch.
Yeah. I think she'll always fit into them. I think now, if you're at the grand old age of whatever she is, like 75 or something, if you've still got your figure at that point, it's like you only get thinner and smaller. So it's like,
More
I don't
weak
think.
and frail.
Yeah. I don't think she's going to.
Maybe she's getting fracked and
don't
she's
think
going to fall apart.
I don't think she's going to balloon. Also, she's got a husband that's like 30 years younger than her. She's probably hiding in cupboards. She probably cannot get away from the fucking day-to-day pounding that man requires.
I think you hire a lovely young gigolo.
Oh no, I think she'd be like, do you know what? We're in love still. When we're not hooking
You
up.
suck me while I look at my fracking money takings.
Do you reckon RuPaul is a top or a bottom? A side. He's like, I ain't got time for the
Side
butt.
saddle.
Yeah, I ain't got time for the butt stuff, but you can play with.
Ugh.
Play with me,
I
Golden
just
Globes.
then imagined like a cow with its udders hanging down and someone just like tickling them.
Yeah, like when is it American Horror Story when there's when Jessica Lange just like in the bed and she's just like, she's got like the really, really thin hair and it's just like,
Which one?
I can't remember what one is that
Like circus?
I don't know. And she's like, do you know what I'm talking about? It's like always used as a meme. It's like literally like a fucking ogre. I'll find out if I put it on the pod. Remember, Jessica
Famous
Lange.
last words. What are
Yeah.
the last three things we're putting on the pod?
Pictures of me. No, it was the the lip sync that you said was super sexy.
Yeah.
And then I've also written down the other one. I can't remember what it is.
Maybe
but I have
Lavoie's
written it.
shoe as well.
Oh, Lavoie's shoe. Yeah. You hold us to this, girls. You get us in our fucking inbox. I mean, they do.
So
Don't
first up, the things. And straight
thoughts
off
on
the
the
bat.
name at 10.
Fine.
Yeah, my favourite of the
7.
two. It gives me Cramps vibe.
Yeah.
Sure.
Although I did think that earlier when they were discussing the names,
Yeah.
so where's my bloody notes gone? When they were workshopping names, they were like we're just going to be like campy sexy. And I was like, that's a great name. And then
Yeah.
they're like, no, Dracula's Child. It's like, no, just be campy sexy.
Yeah.
Why not? Campy sexy.
All I wrote was Relisa was so fab.
Yeah, I just thought Kiki and Relisa really shine.
It was quite shit.
It's good to see Kiki doing what she does well.
Yeah, but it was quite annoying. I imagine annoying for her because it was like she did well, but Relisa did great.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of overshadowed it a bit, which is a bit annoying for her.
Maybe if she had sung, she would have done better.
Maybe. What did you think of Dracula's Child?
Um,
I thought Octavia's got a lot of mental wigs, hasn't she? Love her.
Did you notice that when Kyron came in and saying, like, I want to suck you, she was doing, I can't remember what the technique's called, but you know, like kind of the twisting,
The
double
grapefruit
hand,
juice. Yeah. Yeah.
basket weave wanking motion.
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
we'll get a
very
video up
bold.
on the pod of you showing that, of a demonstration video.
I really hated in both of them how they had to start with them all saying their names separately.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's like a thing for when they actually release the music. Like, I don't know. Strange. But also it's like maybe if in the club it's just having an intro to the song is quite boring, so they want something.
Maybe. Well, they're trying to have their like Lady Marmalade moment.
I guess so, but that didn't really work out, did it?
I thought there were some great solo moments in the things, but I thought this group, Dracula's Child, had a bit more fun, like group choreo together.
What were the great moments? Name a cherry them.
I couldn't tell you.
No. Damn. Okay, should we head over to the runway then? And this is Call Me Mother Nature feat Mabel's Mad Libs. Absolutely insane. Never before, apart from when they had that straight man on that Michelle Visage hated that you like.
Joel McHale.
Never before have we had someone that says the most insane shit. Every single thing she came, I started writing them down. Every single thing when people came down the runway just had absolutely nothing to do. It was like she'd like just picked from a bag of hats of things that people say when people come down the runway. It's like, this has nothing to do with what you're talking about. You just want to feel included, don't you, babe?
What would you have worn?
Call Me Mother Nature. I was thinking about this. I would have gone as like Mother Nature, but like the pagan version of Mother Nature. And I would have gone, which is kind of more like a sort of like crone type thing. And I would have done
Mother Maiden Crone, honey.
Mother Maiden Crone, and done. I was thinking like maybe like sort of like long bark fingers, like sort of like trees. I would have got like
Loreen.
Yeah, like long like twigs and sticks out of the fingers, and done sort of like kind of just a bit more.
Sorry, are you
sort of,
chewing?
Yeah.
Very disrespectful.
I know.
Did
Do you know what though?
though?
When you sorry, mum. But when you record on a mic, they often give you something juicy before you go on because it helps.
Okay, but we're recording now.
I forgot to take it out. That's why. Sorry, beloved listeners. And now I'm just going to put it on my trousers.
Put it on your lap, yeah.
Yeah. So I would have gone very, very earthy and like probably used like maybe some live moss and gone a bit
Live moss.
Yeah. What about you?
I would have interpreted as the Roman goddess of the earth, Terra Mater, and probably inspired by Asia Consent on Dragula, being pregnant.
Love.
And the belly would be the planet Earth, which is cracked open with loads of oil leaking out of it. And then there'd be also...
She's a political queen. Watch out, we've got some activism on the runway.
Also kind of like the oil is coming out in like black shiny tentacles that are also like wrapping around my throat and stuff. Strangling me. And then the rest of the outfit would be maybe like corn inspired to represent the crops, because that's also what she represents.
Wow, super. It's quite a deep level of conception there.
Conception?
Yeah.
Like birth?
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Hair
down to the floor.
Yeah, of course.
You know. Inches for the minches.
Let's talk these runways. First up, we have Lavoie serving lava cake.
How's your head wig there?
It was How's Your Head, was it? This, personally, didn't make sense to me visually. When it came out, I was a bit confused about what it was. It felt a bit like...
You couldn't tell she was a volcano?
I mean, I could at second glance. If
Kano's sister.
Yeah. I could at second glance, but it just, when it first came out, it felt a bit like a version of something that she would normally wear. Well, maybe not, because she said I would never normally wear this, but a version of like a nice dress, an updo in colours that then kind of went a bit with the theme. It didn't feel conceptual enough for me personally, but that's not everything's for everyone.
It's such a broad thing, but like, because basically they've just been, most of them have just done kind of like things from nature. Yeah. Parts of nature.
But then that's when it's like, you can do anything. Do something. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's when it's just, I question when people come down the runway that's just like, oh, it's an updo and a dress. It's like, you really could have gone any route with
this is your, especially if it's not the kind of thing you do. Like, why not go crazy?
And it's like, you've got the rest of your career
crazy,
to just wear updos
wild.
and dresses. Although the colours of the wigs were nice, so.
How many truffles would you give this?
5.
I'll give this like a 6 truffles, because she did go out of her comfort zone. God bless her.
Yeah, God bless her. Next up, we have Kiki Snatch serving Flower Power.
Flower Power. And here she is in lovely Thailand doing a photo shoot about it.
Gorgeous. Thoughts?
I'm going to talk about the wig later.
In your section that we like to call Zingers and Mingers?
Well, no, in the deliberation section.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, fine. It was nice. But just because I've got something similar from AliExpress, I feel like it's not... I mean, it's tough because, like, back in the day, you were wearing off the rack and just, like, things from AliExpress. But, like, the standard is so high now that it is unfair that you have to spend 30 grand to go in. But like,
as you were just describing your outfit, you were like, it would be this, it would have oil, it would have corn, it would have blah, blah. You shouldn't be able to describe your outfit in, like, one sentence. This, like, okay, so it's, like, a top and bottoms that are covered in flour. It's like, I've got flowers on my boobs and then, like, a train.
Yeah, I think thinking of flowers is like surely the first stop. But it's like, yeah, I don't need to think anymore.
And then it's also like, how does that carry on? Like, if your concept is flowers, that's not a developed concept, is it?
Well, if you compare it to like Chiron's, not that we've got favourites.
No.
Like, that worked a lot better. But
Well, my favourite is, I love Kiki. It's just in terms of the runway, maybe that's not where she's going to sparkle.
Oh, I meant favourite costumes, not favourite people.
Sure. And
Wow,
it did,
costume rather than look.
yeah,
Rude.
it just felt a bit crafty, if I'm honest.
It just didn't seem like she pushed the boat out enough. But I think that's a bit of a theme of general her.
But do you know what she does every single time? She was like, I love what I'm wearing. Good for you, babe.
Yeah, if you feel gorgeous, then fucking congrats.
Good for you, babe. Good
That's
for you.
the biggest hurdle.
And are we going to skim over the wig?
Yeah, I want to mention that when people...
Okay. Next up, we have...
Well, I'd give this like a 6 truffles
I
again.
gave this 5 again. Next up, we have Charity, 7 Nittigo.
She's really surprising me. When she came in that kind of Timmy Mallet-esque, I'm the
and then kept it on for her interview.
primary girl, I was thinking it's going to be like a Tina Burner situation, but...
Tina turned it and burnt it. Yeah.
First of all, dig the tights.
Yeah, there was.
tights are crazy.
Do you know what? There's lots of cute little details on this.
I really like her use of like gems. As someone who was a spider a few years ago,
And also the fact that she's sewing, but she's sewing. It's a
knitting.
cobweb, knitting, but it's a cobweb. Like
yeah,
it's
'Cause
quite
that's what
sick.
spiders do.
And then
Maybe
this
they
sort
know
of like Louis de Javier, sort of like
Who's that?
the.
What's that? Who's
You know
that?
your fake thing that you bought off Ali that you then sold to Nefarious DeVille with
Sorry,
the
you
big.
can hear my belly
Wow,
gurgling.
you know, with the big black horns
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
titties. That's like a remake of a Spanish designer who actually, good deep friend of the pod, Joel Palmer, is
you.
the creative director for. I love you, Joel. And yeah, I just think it's. Do you know what it is?
What is it?
That conceptually, that all of the elements of that are fantastic.
Also, I like the way she went, Mother Nature, I'm giving you daddy long legs.
Yeah.
Well, spider, but still.
Conceptually, absolutely love it, but it's the base garment for me that's wrong. Why is it on just like a lovely sort of waitress dress?
Why is it on snake skin?
Yeah, it's just like if that.
But
was,
it should be furry.
It should be.
Spiders are furry.
It just that having it on that base garment ties it into feeling like something that she does all the time. When actually, conceptually, it's really interesting and really fun.
Yeah.
But I still really liked it. I gave it a 6.
I'll give it 7.
Okay, cute. Next up, we have HRH Lil 7.
Oh, sorry, that was a weekday wigs as well.
Oh yeah, of course it was. Serving albino snake. Our good friend Lil. Thoughts?
I like this.
Yeah, me too.
I, as always, wish it was... When I see a corset
cinched.
and I'm not seeing corset work, I think, pourquoi?
Because some girls, it is not their importance to have like hourglass.
But then, like, don't wear a corset, wear a different top. The corset is to suck
Well, yeah,
you
mate,
in.
it's still sucking her in, but it's not just, she's not trying to give
But yeah,
Violet Chachki tease.
Yeah. But I really like the sort of bits of skin coming off, which is very strange for me because there used to be this advert when I was little. Because I used to love snakes. I used to, not love them, but me and my dad used to watch like nature programs with
Plot
them, like,
twist, me and
eating
Luke are
alligators.
absolutely terrified of snakes.
Well, I think mine happened when I was on my own in the New Forest and I came across
God.
a snake on my own.
You would
But
think
then
that at least snakes was up there with the most deadly animals, but they don't kill anyone because they've got no venomous ones.
I
apart
thought
from
adders.
An adder, but it's not. I don't think it's a killer snake.
It's not out there.
No.
But yeah, there was this advert. I think it was for Swatch watches or something, and it's basically like a snake shedding its skin.
Absolutely disgusting.
And that traumatized
Have you ever
me.
seen snakes having sex?
Yeah, you ever seen snakes shitting?
Yes. Have you ever seen also?
They're all just the worst thing ever.
Yeah,
Look all of
disgusting.
these things up, please, people. Snake shitting is just fucking gross. And then, yeah, just 2 snakes fucking... A snake eating another snake is
Yeah, I mean,
disgusting as
literally
well.
anything to do with snakes. If you have, this is mainly a message to the boy that I had sex with when I was 16. That halfway through he was like, "That box at the end of my bed is a snake box," and there's, you know about this.
I was imagining just like an empty tissue box,
but-
and so I was thinking it's loose, but no.
But most importantly, if you own a snake as a pet, you're an absolute fucking psycho. One of my friends at work does. Just got like a corn snake. It's like, to do what with? What, you cuddle with it?
What, it
Like, it's
wraps
just-
around you, it makes you feel
Oh my God,
sexy,
it's absolutely
does it?
disgusting. But thoughts on the albino snake? I gave it 7 out of 10.
I
7
really
out
like
of 10.
it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's very originale.
Thought it was fun like the beat.
Like 7.5.
Loved the head as well. I think she probably made that.
You do love the Adobo bunny.
Oh, there you go. Next up, we have Releaser serving Wavy London. I don't know why I put Wavy London, but
Because Mabel said, "Do you know what? In London, we say wavy."
Oh, that's why. I put she's serving wavy, which really made me cringe. Again, just like, in London, we say wavy.
Like, we did like 5 years ago.
What are you talking about? Mad. I thought it was conceptual, nice. Liked the wig. Wish the fringe was cut differently. But
The
that's
wig
none of my
was
business.
Edmund Bossman hair.
Love. Wish the fringe was cut differently because it was just going into her falsies a tiny bit on the corners. But loved the dress. Thought it was very gorgeous on her. Liked that it was interesting shapes that we don't normally see.
Yeah, I just really, really enjoyed it. But that hair colour on her was just like heavenly.
And I thought it looked
not to just be like, oh, Rihanna, but it's giving like Rihanna at what's that thing called?
Met
Crop
Gala.
over.
Oh, crop over. Yeah.
Very
And also the
carnival.
dress was quite like Rodarte. It was quite like them, you know, that like
Who's Rodarte?
a designer. It was quite like that gorgeous, very fine like voile that you see. Not voile. What am I thinking of? Not
Chiffon?
No. That slight material that's a bit stiffened, but it was just gorgeous. It just had a really nice shape to it.
Although she said she was a tornado, and then
But
everyone was like, water.
It's concept. You can be whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm Ebola. Like, do you know what I mean? What are you going to say?
What are you going to say? How many truffles?
I gave that 8.
She got 8 truffles in the trough. I'd give that an 8 as well, yeah.
Next up, we have Zahira serving no rosebud here. Thoughts?
It's a shame because from the waist, well, from the hips up, it is very gorgeous. Something that you'd think someone like Plastique would even wear, which is a good shout because Plastique is like the top of her fucking game. But yeah, like just no legs and slouch boots.
Strange little shape. There was bits of this that I absolutely loved.
Gorgeous face as well.
Gorgeous face. It did have a weird sort of thing. I thought it was given. I thought her hair was given a bit. I'm not Jasmine. I'm Aladdin. Pink bob. But it was actually long hair out back. It was just all.
Was it kind of like?
She had like
at the front.
Yeah,
it
was a strange shape. But there was bits of this, like the actual back like headdress was gorgeous. And do you know what I just don't need to see is boot flowers? Like she had flowers in the top of her boots. I was like, it was just the proportions
You wish
were
she
a
was
bit
a
off.
punk rocker with flowers in her boots.
You know me. So I gave this 7 because I did think what worked on it really worked.
Yeah, I'd give this a 7 truffles also.
Next up, we have Octavia serving girth, wind or fire.
/ hashtag free the nipple.
Yeah. And Mabel said when she was coming down with this, bear in mind she was in a volcano dress, black and orange. She went, blame it on the boogie.
What does that mean?
What are you talking about, Mabel? What does that mean?
There must have been something else.
No. She just said it out of nowhere. Blame it on the boogie. It was like, why are we blaming it on the boogie? What, like, is this...
Disco Inferno, fire. There you go, there's a link.
I mean, maybe.
Mabel.
But like, absolutely insane. But I quite like this. I thought it was, it was kind of like a zooped up version of, I was going to say Michael Marudi's, of Lavoie's. I gave this a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think this was a bit more of a successful volcano.
Felt more conceptual.
And just a bit more kind of aggressive than just like a ball gown.
Well, if one thing Octavia's going to do is give you the hot heat.
And wig is from Wig Bakery. We've seen them pop up quite a lot these days, haven't we? I give it 6.5 truffles.
Okay, next up we have Chanel serving cold shoulder and serving what the girls like to call, I'm serving real body.
Chanel, talking about going out in her natural body, reminded me of when Kimora Black gave us the bravest story ever told on the main stage that she wasn't wearing any hip pads and RuPaul said, can you be alive and still be made a saint?
Also, as well, I had to be like, I'm just like serving my real body. And it was just like,
You look the same.
Arms and shoulders. You're not going out naked, babe. You've got arms. You just got your arms and shoulders out. It's like you're... Anything that would be remotely revealing of your actual body is covered.
I love the girl dearly.
Yeah.
I feel like she had this and she was like, that'll work for Mother Nature.
Yeah, it was fine. It did look gorgeous on her. I thought the hair looked nice.
But I wasn't giving me nature in any way.
No.
If that's meant to represent
No.
water or air, then it's not.
Well, it's like someone said earlier, it looks Grecian. It looks like but yeah, it was still nice. I thought there was nice detail to it, and it was a very polished look, but it just wasn't that inspiring. I gave it 7.
I'd give it a 6, and it's a Wigs by Sire.
Is it? Lovely. Next up we have Miss Marmaduke serving Time of the Moth.
Starred by vodka on the head.
Oh, is it? I feel like we haven't seen many vodkas this season, which is very surprising.
I do like this from afar. Up close, I felt like it seemed a bit crafty.
I, weirdly as well, I saw her on Twitter. Oh, I haven't got my phone with me, but I saw on Twitter that she was like, look at these Easter eggs that I was dropping. And because her original opening look was like butterflies. And she was like, from butterfly to moth. I was like, not sure of the narrative there, not sure of the trajectory, but into it.
Yeah, no, I don't think that one...
Them Easter eggs
into the other.
I've been eaten. I'm not sure. I agreed. There was lots of nice detail to this, and it was the stoning was quite insane. She must have gone blind. But this, I give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, same. 7 trophies.
Next up, we have Kyran serving Midsummer Miss Mama. And we had Get a Load of That Bush. Is it a bush? It's flowers.
I mean, it's not a bush. It's like a big mound of green with flowers on it.
It's clearly flowers.
Yeah.
Which is not a bush.
But flowers grow on bushes.
And that was the edge heard around the globe, wasn't it? I was like, oh, she's going to have something good. She's going to have something good. Wah, wah.
Well, she says on the post, now let's chat about that reveal. So I wasn't actually planning on doing the reveal because I wasn't belted and I didn't have the right shoes on. I wore slightly bigger ones to make sure I didn't step on the cape while I was walking the runway. Then I just thought, fuck it. I wanted to play with the judges a bit. And not going to lie, it's kind of iconic to reveal this into a catsuit. Ha 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 ha.
I was hoping that she was going to be completely naked apart from just like a little flower. Cup 2 flowers on the titties. Flower. That'd be cute.
That would be cute.
But I still liked it. I gave it 7. I thought it was a fun concept. But this was very verging on costume for me.
I really liked her makeup in it. And I love Midsummer, so it did feel fun to see it represented on the main stage.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd give it a 7 truffles.
Next up, we have a very exciting part of the show, which we like to call Zinger and Minger, where we talk about a wig that zinged for us and a wig that minged for us.
Does it brighten up your world? Is it a zinger? Does it make you want to hurt? Is it minger? Zingers and mingers.
Zingers and mingers.
What zinged for you this week? I think it's going to be the same.
My zinger was Marmalade's vodka.
Was it? Oh, okay, maybe not then. My zinger was HRH Lil's little Lydia Beats number, which I imagine is a Florencia.
I don't know, but I thought we were only talking about the main runways.
Oh, I just loved it so much. I had to talk about it. It's like a sort of 60s flick up with their Lydia Beats fringe, and I loved it.
Deeks,
not Beats.
Yeah.
Lydia Beats.
Lydia Deeks.
Deeks. Okay. Oh, it's getting very aggressive.
D-E-E-K.
Is it? Wow, we're getting very aggressive on the pod there, which I recently watched Beetlejuice, if you haven't seen it.
What, Beetlejuice?
Not for the first time, obviously.
But you only watched it for the first time like 2 years ago.
Okay, well, no need to call me out on the pod.
Well, don't act like you're old news.
Well, I'm just saying, I've been watching it for 2 years. I've seen it 3 times in 2 years. And then what was your ming? And what minged for you?
Kiki's mini puff.
It was. And why did it ming so hard for you?
Well,
sorry, please tell the audience why just a woman's natural afro hair just mings so hard for you, please.
Just hate it. No, I'm talking about it when RuPaul mentions it in the critiques.
Yeah.
I'm holding my tongue.
Do you know what it was? It was because I do understand that, and it's because it was just like it should either have been shorter, like really close to the head, and then something done with it, or it was just in that strange mid-length. It was just like it just needs more volume because it's in the same as if you just had. But then also, how many girls do we see just come down with just straight, flat, boring hair? Like,
but also, I don't think that's high caliber drag either. I would
never wear just like straight unless it was like a very intentional like human unit that was very long or something, but very boring.
That you're using to swish around in a lovely performance.
Well, I originally wrote Zahira's little because I thought she was wearing a pink bob, and I was like, that's just not. I don't like Cavell McKelly on the runway. But now I found out that it's actually a long. I don't know what to say. There was I can't really remember any other. I'm going to say anyone that wore just straight long hair on the runway, which I think is a direct read to Kyran Thrax. No.
I guess so, but then she couldn't have really worn anything else with that headpiece on.
Go bald then.
Fine, I'll
innovate. Next up, we have Untucked and not the neck.
Well, before Untucked, we have the Safe Queens going through. And also, what are your thoughts on there being no top group this time? Because normally,
I like it. One by one.
Yeah, because I think it's annoying when people didn't do that well in the group, but their group wins, and then they just go around lauding it around. They got this badge that I don't think they really did earn.
Yeah. That's quite shit, isn't it? When it's like, well, actually, I won last week. It was like, you were just in a good group, bitch.
Yeah.
Pipe down.
The safe queens are Lavoie, Charlie, Octavia, and Chanel.
What about Kyran and Untucked?
Can we go through the judges' critiques first?
Sorry, I've got it really confused about which happens first. You go. Sorry,
You've always got it confused.
Yeah, you know, I'm a confused girlie.
Isn't it ironic that
Don't you think?
Mabel, the nepo baby, telling Kiki she's born to be on stage? Real recognise real.
Wow. You just got clocked as a nepo. But at least, do you know, one thing I will say for
She's got
Mabel,
the
she's got a
talents.
nice voice and she's pretty.
She is.
At least if you're going to be a nepo baby, do it well.
I fell in love with her when she was on Love Island a couple
Oh
of years
yeah,
back.
I think she's very, very gorgeous. Got a very gorgeous face.
So yes, Rue says the wig on Kiki needed to be 4 times bigger. And do you know why this irks me so much? It's
Because we've so successfully done it, and it's been on Drag Race on multiple people.
Yes.
Most
Who
notably,
could she have come to for giant curly hair? Just ask your good girl Release's mum Frida, or even your fellow Drag Race alum Naomi Carter or Victoria Scone.
who have worn literally. Need I remind you, Victoria Scone wore a Truffle Pig Wigs double stack perm in ivory white, I believe it was, maybe pastelic silver, to the final of Drag Race.
The viewing
final. Yeah. And yeah, Naomi Carter on the runway in the gorgeous. Also, didn't we do one? Was it Naomi Carter that did the one with flowers in it?
No, that was...
We done a separate one.
Vanity Milan for
Vanity Milan.
international... What was it called? Canada versus the World, or whichever one she did.
Our giant perms have been seen on the runway. But do you know what it was? I hate to clock a bitch while she's down, but I imagine maybe that's just like a boil in the bag, £40 from PAX.
I mean, I think so, because a lot of her wigs, she either doesn't say where they're from, she's just like, this is from Brixton, it's from my hair shop.
So fair fucks to her. She didn't want to pay fucking out of the nose for...
£400 for
Truffle
a giant
Pig Wigs.
wig.
I get it.
Must be jelly, because marmalade don't shake. Is that a read?
Yeah. It felt like a read.
Felt very pointed.
Should we head to the lip sync?
I still got one more thing to
Have
say.
you? Sorry,
Do you remember we have the sign when we finish
Yeah, we
talking?
do. Oh, you don't give away our secrets.
Oh, you've already told them the secrets. So I was going to say, Michelle loves to give herself a compliment, doesn't she? She's
Don't
like,
she?
See, Kyran, I told you to change your makeup, and now you've never been more gorgeous. You're welcome. Here I am,
Also,
the queen of drag.
Also, I don't agree. I think she looked actually quite boring in the face. Like, she looked gorgeous, of course. She's a gorgeous girl, but actually, it's like, as soon as I looked at her, I was like, I miss her old makeup.
Yeah.
It's like, so boring to say this. It's like,
Like she just sets them up to be like, wow.
Stop patting
I'm
yourself on their
so
back, you old
clever.
maid. Yeah, so boring. In the lip sync, tell them.
Should we head on to Untucked?
Oh my God. Sorry.
I don't think you've been up all night with foxes.
Maybe I have. Maybe it was me on your roof. What then?
I smell hummus. What's going on?
Oh my God, that was such a good read. I said also not the neck hair clock from Kyran, like the fact that them nasty cameramen were just like, sorry, let's just get a nice close up. Don't worry, I've got a screenshot of that. And it was like, wow, really about 30% of her head is hanging out the back of that wig.
You wouldn't think that Chanel would let that slide.
Do you know what it is though?
So
I bet when she's standing up and the weight is distributed properly, it's because she's sitting down. She's probably in a different, I don't know. It's difficult. It's an updo.
Well, they're not, unless you've got a lace back, you can't stick it really unless with
Also
pins.
as well, wouldn't you just get a shape up? Wouldn't you just like shave off all of, I would probably shave my
Nobody
entire
hair.
head. Yeah. I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Wear a cute little shake and go in your interview. I don't know.
I was going to tell everyone that
Tell
the
'em.
back of the wig is called a kitchen.
Yeah.
Because for the
it do get
heated,
hot.
and that's what we've been led to believe. But lo and behold, would you believe that those things to do with drag, it of course, originates from black women, is not even necessarily wig related. All I could find about it is the kitchen. The hair at the nape of the neck is typically shorter and considered more difficult to style. And the consensus is that people call it the kitchen because that's where you typically get your hair done. So I couldn't find any evidence of a kitchen being used in wig world.
The reason we know that is because of something to do with wigs, and it was definitely to do with black women, not to do with drag. That is like the kitchen.
But I just couldn't believe that when I was looking for like an official statement on it, I couldn't find it.
I've seen it on like people doing drag wigs and stuff on TikTok talking about that being the kitchen. So I think you're damn right. Yeah, and then dare I say it? No.
Lil going, I forgot that when she first came in, she was like, oh yeah, like I don't really make friends very quickly and stuff.
And now she just wants to be around the girls.
I know,
And
I'm your friend, Lil.
I'm a girl that wants to be around
I want to be around her. And it's so mad to think, like, She comes across as so warm, like that. How she would not be someone
Social
no new
anxiety will get
friends.
you know?
Because I come across as someone that doesn't want any new friends, but she seems.
But then
much
everyone
nicer.
loves you as soon as they meet you. Crazy.
Stop it.
Crazy.
They just want one they can't have.
Yeah, innit? Friendship with you.
Should we go to judges' deliberations?
Oh, I'd love to.
Did you notice that now? I guess RuPaul's given up on Release the Slaves and is now just making Lisa jokes. Did you notice?
Yeah.
She's like, something about head to toe.
Yeah. And she really didn't clock like she got it at all.
No, I don't think
I
she
wish
did.
Michelle had gone head to toe, but nothing. She was like, ha 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 ha. Sure.
That made Maggie message us. Hi,
Go on.
Mags.
Hey, Mags.
She thinks that maybe RuPaul has got a problem with the surname Slaves because in another episode she called her Relisa Slaves and now she's calling her Relisa Lisa. Maybe she thinks that it's a bit too...
Hot button topic.
Not that, but just too...
Provocative.
No, like making light of it, having it as a
Sure.
thing.
Wow. Too flippant.
Yes, but then I was saying, well, no, because if you think of people like Crystal, her name was Crystal Beth, but she had to change her name to just Crystal. So I think she would never have got through the door and be called Release the Slaves if RuPaul didn't enjoy
Also,
that
like,
name.
Crystal Beth is like so like not offensive. Do you know what I mean? It's
like if you get it, you get it, and if you don't, you won't.
If you can have a horror, like, do you know what I mean? Wow.
Because I always think that when people are like, oh, don't swear in front of the children, it's like,
The
if the
need to learn.
children don't know what it means, then it can't affect them. And if they already know what it means, then they already know it. So what's the difference?
Also, just another reason not to have children. Why I've got to center myself around these little freaks. Come on. That's why I respect mothers that are just like, my child is an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
We're all agreed on something.
How my mother spoke to me and how I would speak to also your children.
Yes.
Not ours, but yours. Anyone that's listening here that ever brings their children around us. Chat up. Should we go to the lip sync?
Yeah.
I was worried Lil wouldn't have it in her. I thought this is a strange sort of mid-tempo number. She was mesmerising, I thought.
Really?
I just thought she had so much energy and I just thought she was like, it was quite mystical. There was like, maybe it's because she was in the white that she was just like really going for it. And she has this like very strange like sort of like performance style that it's like, it feels so insular and it's just like she's performing for herself.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that vibe when they did the 3-way lip sync for the win the other week.
And she won that as well.
It looks like she's just like having fun in her own world.
It's quite infectious. That's what I mean about it being like sort of like, she just, I don't know. She's like, it doesn't feel desperate. It feels like she's like, I'm just here on the stage loving my life, which is gorgeous.
I didn't think it was necessarily a full-on dog walk, though.
No.
I thought maybe RuPaul was like, okay, Zahira, you've had a couple of lucky escapes with no thingies. You've been at the bottom a couple of times now.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because...
Did you clock at the end that Chara and Lavoie sort of like pulled a face at the end? Chara looked at Lavoie and sort of went, ooh, as in like, ooh, that wasn't very good. That's what it read as.
Oh, it wasn't like... Well, is this before or after the...
once they finished the lip sync, once
before
it sort of
it's been announced who was going.
Yeah. Charity sort of like looked at Lavoie and kind of did like a... Ooh,
yikes.
Yeah, face. As in, the reading for me was that it's like, that wasn't very interesting.
Well, congrats to our girl Lil on winning,
Thank
but sadly
fuck.
it's time to say Zabira to Mr. Penta.
Fantastic.
But such a cute little exit interview. She's still so perky and lovely gal.
And also, I did think, just before she said it, God, she looks gorgeous. And then she went, who's going to be the pretty one? And I thought, yeah, tough.
Who is?
We're starved of beauty out here.
I've just realised, before we go on to Rose and Thorn, we ain't got the sound for it.
So you're going to sing it for us? The Rose and Thorn, the Rose and Thorn. You know it. You love it. We actually got a message the other day just being like, oh, God. I think it was Zingers and Mingers. I think it was from my lovely friend Ryan Frosting, stateside.
Hey, girl.
Just saying like, God, when Zingers and Mingers goes, it goes. And I thought, a banger's a banger. Do you know what I
I'll
mean?
take that as a personal call to action to start music production.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk Rose and Thorn. What was your rose this week?
My rose was, I just love Kyron. She just gives such good confessional and like facial reactions. Like if something juicy is going on, it's like cut to her doing like the most like expressive
Dan
face.
Loco. Twinsies, that's what I wrote as well.
No
I just
way.
thought Kyran this week is absolutely just like, I love to see a front runner, and obviously she's just like, I'm here and I'm serious. And also I do like a girl with like just rock hard confidence. Do you know what I mean? That she's like,
But not arrogant, I don't think.
no. And I think like, babe, she's backing it up, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's been top, all
Back
win,
it up,
win.
back it up.
So good for her. What about Thorn?
My fawn was seeing Lil struggle, my poor sweet baby girl. Like, she's better than that. She's better than the struggle.
So many tweets, so many memes just being like the Lil community this week of people just like scream crying. Literally, I get it. My thorn, which feels a bit nasty, but whatever, it's just like, I think we need to have a little mix up of the guest judges. I don't really care about seeing people that have no connection. Like, I would much rather see like Miss Charlie Craggs on there as a judge that would give us iconic fun and laughter than just like people that don't really know anything about drag.
And don't just bring them on because they've got a song out that they're trying to promote that we don't know. Give us fucking gay anthems.
We have way
classics.
too many sick, brilliant queer icons that could be on there that maybe people don't know, and it'll bring a bit more like, oh, go and check them out. They're hilarious. They're a comedian. They're a musician, whatever.
What's shooting Clary these days?
It should be people from the community, not just like random people.
Not just girly girls.
Kind of towards Mabel as much as it is towards Alexandra Burke.
Yeah, I wasn't getting anything from the Burke.
Yeah, I don't think you can have AB up on there and she's like, what's a twink? It's like, wow, you really have no gay friends at all, do you?
Or just like, thanks for researching our culture before you come onto our show.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my thorn. But
next time, oh my God, the girls are going on the Graham Norton show, and guess what? We've got Claire fucking, what's her name? Claire from motherfucking Steps is on the judging panel.
Unbelievable.
Cannot wait.
Unbelievable. All of our letter writing has paid off.
One for sorrow.
Faye Tozer is, if they can get Claire, next time it's better be Faye.
I
Love
think
you,
this
babe.
has got Lee. With the braces and the blue plastic extensions, please.
I guess we'll see you next week then.
See you next week, and remember to tune in to Hangover.
Whoa!
If you like.
Yeah,
But
so go into
obviously
the
no press,
go
no
into the
press,
episode
guys.
details and go and subscribe to us. Love ya.
Bye.